Fires or the double pack of the Fires, but by my math, now remember, I'm spending almost $300 a month on my cable system. I get 1,800 channels. This has 17,000, okay? 17,000. So do the math there proportionately. But let's say I decide to keep a couple of my basic or a couple of my premium channels. Sure. So let's just say I cut my cable down to $100. So I save $200 a month. That's over $2,000 a year. Wow. That's over $2,000 a year. That's like somebody paid my mortgage for a month. Yeah. I mean, seriously. Yeah. Somebody gave me just, a month's worth of mortgage. Just take a month off. You just paid for your, a month's mortgage, or, a couple car payments or tuition. I mean, whatever it might be.
The way I always think of it is if you're paying a couple $100s a month for cable, and you think, well, there's really a few channels. Maybe I'm going to get an HBO Go subscription. Maybe that's going to be $10. Maybe I'm going to do Netflix for $8 a month or $10 a month. Right. I'm going to do Hulu. So maybe there's 30 or 40 or 50 $50 a month. Well, that's far, to your point, far different than $200 a month. And probably you're going to have more great content. Like I subscribe to Masterpiece Theater, so all the BBC stuff, and another one that I love, musical things. So there's a channel called Broadway HD. I was watching Falsetto Land last night. I just watched a great, actually I watched this on HBO Go. I watched a great documentary on Stephen Sondheim. It's called 6 by Sondheim.
Oh, that's a good one. I've seen that one.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah, I have.
It had been out a couple years. I didn't know about it. It actually popped up as a suggestion for me.
Isn't that wild?
When I was on my Fire TV. It popped up as a suggestion based on something else that I had watched.
And that's just it. You never know. You don't know what you know until you see what you've been missing. Yeah. And this is a great opportunity. There's a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Whether you would consider yourself a TV person or not, boy, oh boy, are you going to be amazed. Because, whether you cook or not, now I love to cook, so I'm always in the kitchen. But even if you don't like to cook, you're in that kitchen. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're in that kitchen at some point, sometime. I can guarantee you're watching TV at some point at some time. So you're making that time more enjoyable, more productive, certainly more affordable if we're talking about either cutting the cable or reducing. What is that? What game is? Oh, is that the Crossy Road?
I was pulling up Crossy. I was just gonna play a little Crossy Road while we were talking to everybody.
I just love the graphics on this because it really does seem kind of retro.
It's totally old school. Yeah, it is definitely designed to be. There's actually a few programs with really nice graphics. Crossy Road does not necessarily. Oh my gosh! I didn't even make it. That's embarrassing. I don't think I've ever
You did really good.
I've never been killed on the first 2-lane highway on Crossy Road, so I will give myself another chance.
I distracted you. I'll give you an out. How about that?
I do want to mention, so one of the things you'll notice about the remote, like I'm not pointing this remote at the television.
Yeah, good point.
I'm pointing it away from the television. This is what's called a point anywhere remote. Right. So you can point anywhere. Now, one of the things, unlike the past versions of the Fire TV, they had to have a direct line of sight. This had to sit sort of on the table where it had a direct line of sight with the remote. That's not the case anymore. Now, if I want to hit the home button, I'm just going to aim. I don't know. I'm going to aim at Shannon.
Yeah, really.
I'm going to aim wherever I want, and you'll see it's going to.
You can't change me because other men have tried.
Yeah, I wouldn't even.
Nor mute me, just for the record.
What's wrong with this daggone? It's not working.
Okay. Exactly. Change the channel. Change the channel.
But music. That's one other thing. I've got a song. What song am I going to play for you guys? Oh yeah, that's right. I'll do "Play You Were the Rain" by Ryan Beaver. So, I mean, when you get into music, you're talking about millions of songs, particularly, again, if you happen to be an Amazon Prime subscriber or an Amazon Music subscriber, but even if you're not, if you use Pandora or if you use any of the other, and in fact, we're including a month of Pandora, and we're including a month of Sling TV, and a month of Groker Fitness. So that's great. If you're doing your yoga and your, that's right, times two. If you're doing the 2-pack, absolutely.
Well, and Aaron and I talked about this in our, in our first hour. This is the last show, though. Remember, when you see Rhonda and Suzanne, price is no longer relevant, is no longer valid. We would love to send it your way. It's free shipping, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. I know we're at least tempting you, and as much fun and as easy as Aaron makes this look, it's truly not until you get it at home that it becomes an eye-opening experience. And then I can tell you, you'll wonder how in the world you ever lived without it. I mean, you really will. Whether there are kids in the family, or you're a movie fan like I am, or maybe you're just not getting the most out of your television. And I think that's most of us. So this really opens avenues, new doors, new experiences, educational and otherwise, music. I told Aaron in our last hour of time together, my cable company actually took away a couple of the music channels that I loved and replaced them with things that I just have zero interest in, still paying the same bill. They didn't consult me. So what I've been doing, it's funny because maybe I'm like you, because I've been frustrated with what I've been using to watch what I watch right now. I've been using my tablet for the things that we're doing right now.
Not any good.
And that's not any good. And you know, here's the thing, that I do need to upgrade the television in my living room. It's not a smart TV. Even if it were, it wouldn't have the same kind of user interface that Amazon, the Fire does.
Right.
And I think that's the fun thing too. Even people who have a smart TV quite often use Fire to fill in a lot of the gaps that many other media streamers and many other smart TVs don't, in addition to upgrading what you have right now.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I'm a little taken because these are the shows that I love to watch.
Actually,
into Dark, and there's all Mercy Street I've watched.
Give me a Mr. Darcy, you know, and a Jane Austen night, and I'm in.
Done. I'm in. Done.
I'm grabbing the ice cream and I'm putting on my pajamas.
See you in 8 hours, kind of thing.
Yes, exactly.
If you're just joining us, you know, I do want to point out, you might be wondering, well, what can I watch? Well, let me just show you. I'm going to go over here into apps. And from apps, I'm going to go into categories. So Shannon was talking about, you know, maybe you're into cooking. So over there, there's a food and drink category, and education. And these are not just for movies, by the way.
Yeah.
These are apps that you can download. You know, there will be like Genius Kitchen, Low Carb 360. You want to learn about Mexican food, Chinese food, Italian food, Thai food, Simply Vegetarian. So
this is almost like a Pinterest board.
Great way to describe it. Learn how to make sushi rolls, sauces, and rice balls
for heaven's
at home. But if we're sort of sticking for a moment to the movies and TV part, these are the sort of channels and sort of apps that are at your fingertips. The History Channel, NBC, CBS, HBO Go, Showtime, Stars, HGTV, the CW, Fox Now, the Hallmark Channel, FX. I've been watching the a couple of really great shows on FX lately. There's USA is a great channel, of course. YouTube, you can download tons of free stuff that you can watch on PBS, including episodes from new primetime programs as well as the PBS archives.
Can I just point something out? You know what's so funny? When we did our first airing, this is so responsive. I actually thought it was a touchscreen TV. Because you know how your hand was actually kind of, when we referred to it.
I couldn't sort of do this number.
Where in the world did we get a touchscreen TV? because it's that responsive.
It's quad core. So that's one of the things, you know, the computer that Shannon and I sold in the last hour, I don't even remember how much that cost.
It was almost $700,
Okay, so that's and that was a quad core computer. This is a little quad-core computer too. Now, not to say they're the same thing, but they are powered by a similar technology. For example, you might have seen, might be familiar with the Fire Stick. The Fire Stick is actually the #1 selling device at Amazon. This is 40% faster than the Fire Stick. A couple other things you should know about it. This will stream in 4K.
Oh, that's huge.
So 4K compared to standard high definition television or 1080p high definition television. Standard high def has about 2 million pixels. 4K has about 8 million pixels.
Nice.
One of the problems people have with 4K is they can't always find a lot of good things to watch in 4K. This has entire channels and areas devoted to. These are all Prime things. If you're a Prime member, you can watch all of these for free, and they're all in 4K. Other things that you can rent or buy, and the Black Panther's already out in 4K. So this streams in 4K. Also in HDR. HDR stands for High Dynamic Range. If you're a television person, you know that means more colors. More colors means a more immersive experience when you watch things on the National Geographic Channel or you watch, you know, the Blue Planets and those sort of things. And then last but certainly not least, it's not just the picture. The sound is an elevated experience here as well. Dolby Atmos sound is the sound that's built in. That's
impressive. I got to tell you, almost 1,000 more gone in this show. You've got basically this hour to qualify for it. So when you see Suzanne and Rhonda with that brand new Today's Special, which is darling, you're going to want more than one for sure. Remember, then we rescind. We do take away this price. You've got a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. You don't know what you're missing until you see it. And you're going to say, how in the world did I ever live without it? It's not quite mathematically exactly correct to say it's a buy one, get one free, but it is pretty doggone close because we sell one, and actually we have one right now until 12 midnight as a today's special price of $60. So separate retail packaging, 2 separate boxes, only time this year that you can, you know, buy one, gift one, buy one, keep one, depending on how you look at it. And I know, even if you think you only watch a minimal amount of TV, mark my words, when you get this at home, it will open your eyes, especially if there are kids or grandkids in the family. Because as I mentioned earlier, we've all gone into our closet and we've all said, I don't have nothing to wear. Well, we've all gone to that television, regardless of what you're using as your source of information. And we've all said, I ain't got nothing to watch. This means never having to say, I don't have anything that I want to watch on TV. And you know what? Try to prove us wrong. But remember, in addition to the movies and the music and the films and all the additional information, the games, it helps you manage your day, traffic and weather and Alexa functions. Aaron, I gotta tell you, this is so brilliant. It's almost as if the price is too good, I think, in a way. It is.
You know? I don't know another device that at this price that brings into your home as much as this is. And don't take my word for it. Check it. You have to do it quickly, I guess, between now and midnight. But on hsn.com, the reviews, I've sold a lot of product at HSN. I've been here 12 years, and I've sold an awful lot of electronics. The reviews are as good or maybe better than anything I've ever seen. There's over 100 reviews. They are nearly all 5 stars. It's a 4.8 star reviewed product. And you might be looking at this right now and thinking, well, I'm not sure. You're not the only person that has thought that.
No,
we've sold over 102,000 of these. If you've looked at it and thought, I'm not sure, get it home. Try it out. Those 4.8 stars can't be wrong. You know, you spend a lot of money on your television set.
Yes, you do.
And it really is still the primary place where we gather for entertainment to create moments in our house. Having something like this always gives you something that you want to watch. It always gives you more family moments around the TV. I mean, when I think back on my time at home with my folks and my brothers and sisters and things we would watch at night, it's a different world now. It's nice to be able to curate that a little bit better, I think.
I think so too, and really be in control of what you want to watch when you want to watch it.
That's right.
I mean, and that's a big thing. So you really curate. You make your TV what you want to be.
That's exactly right.
You tell it what you want to watch. I mean, isn't that fantastic when you think about it? What a changing world that is. I mean, remember the days of the Ed Sullivan Show? It's like everybody had to be home at whatever time.
At a certain time, whatever it was, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock on Saturday night, whatever it was.
And you know what? And even with my DVR, I mean, I don't have to do that anymore. I can find what I want when I want to watch it.
And you know, to that point, okay, let's just do this. The Ed Sullivan Show. I have no idea if it's on here or not, but if it's not, it will recommend other things. The point is, the point is, okay, so it recommends some other things. It recommends Elvis and Man on the Moon and some other things. Patsy, that might be about, oh, that's actually a Jerry Lewis movie.
Oh, yeah.
My point in all this is, if you sit down at your television right now, you can only watch what's on television. You can't watch anything that was on a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago. I Love Lucy, you know, those kind of things that come to your mind that you might want to watch. There's Lucy. We can watch Lucy right this second.
I know, and so often I'll think of specific films, and Jaws is one of my favorites.
Jaws.
You know, so.
Jaws. There we go.
Oh,
you want to watch Jaws?
Just made my night.
3, you want to watch Jaws 2?
You just made my night.
Or do you want to go down here and watch a documentary on the making of Jaws?
Right.
They're all available.
So now you don't have to wait for Shark Week, right?
Yeah.
So, and remember, if you really are ready to cut the cable, to cut the cord,